Well, this is an exciting time in the development of the new company that I've just joined, South American Silver. I'm the new president and CEO for this company. I've spent the last 12 years working for another company in the sector that was able to grow from about a $50 million value to over $2 billion. And during that period, we grew one of the largest gold resources in the world for a development stage company to over 30 million ounces. I've been looking for the right opportunity to take on my next public venture, and I believe South American Silver is that opportunity. Already we have a very strong technical team, and that team has built a resource of over 300 million ounces of silver, which is the second largest development stage silver asset in the world. And a second component to this deposit that makes it particularly unique is that it's the largest resource of indium, which is a high technology metal that we all use every day in our lives. It's what makes our flat panel displays in our computers and our TVs, our iPod, our iTouch work. It also goes into solar panels and LED lighting. And it's a niche market, it's a small market, but our project could potentially be as much as 10% of global indium production. So it could be a very significant component in addition to what is already one of the largest silver deposits in the world. We're working in central Bolivia, which is one of the premier silver-producing regions of the world. It's produced over 3 billion ounces of silver historically. It's a whole new deposit style. So what's exciting about this is it's a modern deposit that's amenable to modern, large-scale equipment and approaches to mining. So our cost structure is very low. Excellent infrastructure. It's a district that's seen mining for centuries, and so we have a well-educated local population. They're excited to see new development in the region we are working, and it's a project that's amenable to an approach to mining, much like we see in the biggest mines of the world. So it's exciting to be building the team. Board of Directors this spring was looking for a new president and CEO to come in who understood the development process, who could take the project from this early definition stage where we are right now in terms of defining a large resource and take it through the various engineering stages to feasibility, to de-risk the project, if you will, and to be able to demonstrate to the market the real value of this asset. We trade at a very attractive valuation right now for investors, less than 12 cents per ounce, 30 cents an ounce on a basis of the measured and indicated high quality ounces, and compared to the average at our stage of about $1 per ounce. And the average at the feasibility stage for our sector is about $3 to $5 per ounce of silver in the ground. So there's a huge amount of value over the next couple of years, potentially, as we move from early engineering phases to feasibility and permitting. And then we believe we can rapidly bring this project forward to production, either with a partner or in terms of potential, as in many companies in the stage, takeout by a major party. We're open to whatever is going to create the most value, and we're building the team to be able to execute on this business plan. We've just recently announced that we've added to the team in terms of very experienced mining engineers to help us move the project through this. We've just recently expanded and accelerated our drill program, so we now have 3 drills on the site, and we're probably going to add a 4th. So we're going to see an enhanced level of news flow here in coming months as we start to announce drill results that are going to increase the confidence level on the current resource and potentially expand it. And as we go towards the end of the year, we'll be announcing detailed metallurgical studies that demonstrate the process that we're using. And as we get into early next year, we'll release an updated, substantial update to our economic engineering study that will really start to lay out the scale and the scope and the potential of this project. We're working very closely with our local communities here. These are people that have been living in the region. They're dominantly subsistence farmers, but they've been living and working in this region for thousands of years. It's an area that hasn't seen a lot of economic development in recent decades, so they're excited to have the opportunities to work. Our business strategy is one that not only is good in terms of the good business, but it also makes sense for the people. It's very much a win-win situation for both our shareholders as well as the local communities. Our strategy is to try to bring in the communities and allow them to be part of the service businesses that are required to take a project from early stage development to production. So we're helping to build business capacity. We're employing people as we can, and as the project advances through these various stages, there'll be more opportunities for the communities to become involved and to benefit. We're already seeing real change on the ground in terms of quality of life, new clinics, new schools, people building houses. So we're having a positive effect already as an exploration development stage company, and that will clearly improve over time. And we see, as I say, not only is this good for business, but it also helps reduce risk. It avoids potential delays in the development process and brings those communities along, and I think it can help facilitate, a reduction of your overall political risk element when you're working in an emerging market economy like we are. We have a second asset as well. That's not the only asset in the company. We have a copper gold project in central Chile, which has huge potential. It's not yet at a resource stage, but historic drilling when it was discovered by this team at South American Silver in the late 1990s indicates that we have potential for a multi-billion pound copper and gold and silver resource there as well. So we're hoping to kick off a drill campaign on that program later this year, which is their summer, of course, in South America, and to be able to move that to a first resource on the project, which could really daylight the value for investors by the first half of next year. So I believe the combination of advancing the silver indium project, which is already quite large, and demonstrating its viability, along with this second asset, which does not yet have value, really adds huge potential for investors. And as we look at some of the peer companies that have similar size resources that are working in places like Peru and Guatemala, some of these companies are already trading at a similar development stage at $500 to $1 billion market values compared to our $50 million value. So this is all part of the reason why I was excited to come over from NovaGold, a much larger company, and hopefully I'll be able to reproduce the success we had at NovaGold in terms of growing that company here at South American Silver for our major investors. We're already seeing good response by new investors as they're taking a look at this opportunity for the first time, and we're here in Zurich to present to a number of investors here that have strong interest in the precious metals space, which is quite an exciting space right now. I mean, recently we've seen the price of metals hitting new highs. People are looking for opportunities, and the exciting thing about investing in a development stage opportunity is you're getting in very early. The opportunity to see huge increases in value. If you look at examples like NovaGold, where they increased 5 or 10 or 20-fold in value from the early stages where we are today to those feasibility and moving to production stages, is quite an exciting opportunity for investors. And I think it's one of the things that anyone who's looking for exposure in the precious metals will want to have exposure to this part of the industry in their portfolio.